Hello beautiful people, it's Loretta. Welcome back to my channel. And I went to a Crazy Quilt retreat last week, and these are the highlights from the retreat. That's my group of ladies right there. We've been meeting for about 10 years. I think the group originally started in Omaha, Nebraska, when there used to be a retreat there, but then they stopped having it, and so Marianne decided that we should have it here instead. So we've been hosting a retreat here ever since, and it's a ton of fun. And you know, we do a lot of eating and a lot of shopping, and I do more shopping than I do anything, but and I love to take pictures of everybody's stash. As you can see, I go around the room and get pictures of everybody's table. This is a bag made by Lisa Carroll. So I will try to give credit where I can, but some of the quilts in here are made by more than one person, so it's not always clear who made what. This is Bonnie Hargrove's piece that she's doing. She took the class by Judith Baker Montano. So this is the wall hanging she made from that class, and it's gorgeous. This is an antique piece that Marianne brought from an antique store. It's a really cool piece. This is Pam Pugh's quilt, and it was from a calendar that she saw. I think it was 2002. So each tree represents a different month, and then in between the trees are these crazy quilted sections, and there's a ton of silk ribbon embroidery on this, and she is just, I would be hard pressed to find anybody that can do silk ribbon like her. She's just amazing. And she said she had a ton of fun picking out all the fabrics for it. So, and this is all her work. And Pam is really amazing. She's won several awards for her quilts. There's that. I just love it. I think it's just so beautiful. This piece is really cool. This is by Lydia, and I love the colors in this, and I love the silk ribbon flowers in her hair. And it's just one of the happiest, brightest pieces that I've ever seen, and I just love it. More silk ribbon there. Beautiful little flower trim. This is another one of Lydia's quilts, and I do believe that this is was a round robin or a joint effort of some kind, and it's just darling. It's just the most darling Halloween themed quilt, and still manages to have Lydia's colors, you know. This is Kathy. She worked on her embroidery, not embroidery, what do you call it? Wool applique while she was there. These are Lisa Boney's pin cushions. And this is also another piece by Lisa Boney, and she also has a YouTube channel. So it's, I think her last name is B-O-N-I, and she does a YouTube channel on quilting and painting and that kind of thing. I just love this piece. I think anybody who can take, it's a wall hanging, but anybody who can do an entire piece in basically 3 colors, you know, green, gold, and white, that's some talent right there. and it's not boring, you know. I mean, I could just look at this piece forever. And this was her first year at the retreat. This is an antique piece that Mona brought. It is made around the turn of the century. There's a couple of different dates on it. There's 1900, and then there's 1904. There's some initials on it, but it's from Alabama, but I do believe it belongs to somebody named Effie. There you go, Effie Smith. So I don't know if this was a joint project or if a couple people just did a few blocks for her, or exactly how, you know, how she did it. But the stitching on this is just fantastic. Some of the fabrics are starting to completely disintegrate, and so that right there is in the very center of the quilt. As you can see here, you can see where it's disintegrated, but the pieces that have the embroidery on it have kept it together. This is another piece by Pam Pugh. This is called Twilling, and I believe it is repetitive Palestrina stitch, and the colors on this are just amazing in person. And just look at her perfect stitching, just perfect. This is Mary Rohrbeck's block. She's doing the 2020 challenge, which is by Sharon Bogan is the one who threw that out there to do the 2020 challenge. So it's 2020 different pieces, and it should be done by 2020. This is Victoria Foley's piece. I absolutely love it. It's so pretty, and I have a softness for blue, and it was a very sentimental piece for her. This is Nikki Seavey's bag that she did. Look at that wonderful bead embroidery on that mermaid. And then she also did a different mermaid on the back. And I really, really, really love the the flowers in her hair. I think they're just so cute. This is a challenge piece that Marianne Griffin did at a different retreat. And look at that. Is that not adorable? Just this little bird's nest. I just thought that was so cute. That's Sue Aquig's bra challenge thing that she did in Omaha numerous years ago. And that's a little rooster that she made. And it's a pincushion. And I think that's hers as well. That might be Mona's. And this is Sue's. And that's Jackie Kiernan Hale's piece, excuse me. I did not get pictures of everybody's stuff because some people took it off the table, and I didn't get to photograph it. This is Mary Rohrbeck's bag, I think. So Cindy brought this tatting from the turn of the 20th century. It is so fine and delicate. I swear, I think they used, like, I don't know. It's just, and this is another embroidered piece from 1911 that Kate brought. And this is Marci's quilt. It's called The First American Woman, and it's all different women who were the first to do something. So, like, that's Grandma Gatewood. She was the first woman to hike the Appalachian Trail alone. This is the first woman to be elected to a full Senate term, and so forth and so on. And this quilt also won an award at one of the shows. And it took her 3 or 4 years to make it. I've been watching it progress the whole time. And my favorite block, though, is this one right here, which is her, the first woman to be Marci Hainkel. And she's just amazing, and so is the quilt. And this is Victoria Foley's piece, and I love this piece. It's got, a very Asian feel to it, not just in the fabrics in the photograph, but just sort of the way it's embroidered, the way it's done. It just has a very, Eastern feel to it, and I just think it's just beautiful. This is another under Judith Baker Montano class. This is Nancy Tabor's piece. It's called Under the Sea. I think this one is Bonnie Hargrove's. It's a class that Judith offers, and they took that. This is Marci's quilt. Now this quilt is like a round robin. Different people did different blocks or did work on all the blocks, and she won this, and I think it was a raffle, if I remember correctly. Please forgive me if I'm getting any of this wrong. This is Lydia's piece that she did for a challenge at a different retreat, and we're thinking about doing a challenge next year, which will be fun. And this is Jackie Kiernan Hale's piece, and look at those flowers. They're so stunning. She did the flowers all along the outside border, and like right there. I mean, how gorgeous is that? Just the colors and everything, the texture. This is one of her art pieces. And she has a piece that's going to be at the Houston show in Texas in November. This is also one of her pieces here. And this is, she's brought this a couple of different years because we keep having new members. And I could look at this every year. She could bring this every year for all I care. I mean, there's just something about these colors that are just so comforting. And then the images are so, I don't know, feminine and beautiful, and it just flows. It's very flowy. This is Nikki Seavey's piece, and look at that reindeer. God, he's just amazing. And then yeah, and the colors are great, and look at the embroidery, just beautiful stitches. So needless to say, it's a quite humbling experience to go to this retreat. This is a piece by Lisa Boney. The whole thing is sort of this cream, beige, ecru, tan kind of color. And it wasn't easy to photograph. Actually, none of these pieces were really easy because of the lighting in the hotel. I kept getting a shadow, and it was really hard to do. But this one was really hard because of the colors, but I love the way, like, the only real splash of color are the center pieces of either the flowers or the birds, and then everything else is very subdued, and I just think it's really neat. And this is a table runner that she made. Pictures turned out a little dark. It wasn't quite that dark in person. And this is a piece by Lisa Boney also. You've probably seen pictures of this on Pinterest. I know I have seen pictures of it, but it's just stunning in person. The color scheme is just amazing. Amazing. I'm just, yeah, in complete awe most of the time. I just walk around the table at this retreat and go, ooh. These are Lisa Carroll's blocks. I didn't get pictures of all of them, but I did get pictures of quite a few. And she will put these all together into one big quilt eventually. And this is her 2020 challenge. And like I said, the 2020 challenge is you have to have 2020 completely different fabrics, threads, beads, buttons, trims, flowers, whatever, on the quilt, and be finished by December 31st, 2020. And I think she's going to make it. And again, this has been really neat to watch on, she'll post a block when she gets finished. And so this is the piece that I worked on during the retreat. And it's the cover flap of a boho bag that I'm making. The image is of my great aunt. I can't remember how many greats. It's 2 or 3. Anyway, so that's that. Thanks for watching, and I hope we inspired you guys. And I'll be back later with some more videos.